this is Dogger. I'm my character Barkumo, and I'm gonna try to explain the Incarnate system in taking the most efficient path that's not gonna tax too much of your time or influence or anything like that. So if you're just getting started, the first thing you want to do is unlock your Alpha slot. All your Incarnate stuff, you go to this Power tab, then Incarnate, and your Alpha slot is here. You shouldn't have anything in it if you're just starting, and these should be experience bars that still need to be filled in, again, if we're just starting. So what you need to do is look at all the abilities for the Alpha slot. Read every single one of these, but just these two at the top. Find out which path you want to end up on. These are all tier 4s at the very top. Tier 1 at the bottom, 2 here, and this larger row is 3. So once you've gone through every single one of these, I know it can be daunting, but we need to know what we want. It's very important. I'll explain why it's so important later on. But go through all of these. They're just a brief reads, and you'll know what fits your character best. So let's say we've looked at everything. We looked at Alpha slot. We want musculature. That's what's important to us, okay? When you try to get to your first one, you'll notice there's two things. Upper one is the shard route. Lower one is the thread route. If you go for shards, you're only going to be able to focus on the Alpha slot. So first thing we need to do is unlock the Alpha slot. So this guy right here has a task force you could do to unlock it. If you don't like the idea of that, or you don't think you can handle soloing one, then you can just go wherever your server is doing the Incarnate trials. And for us here on Virtue, it would be in the Rikti War Zone. Some people do it in Pocket D. I've seen some in Cimarora. It depends on your server and what times, but usually anytime there's a shared zone is where you'll find them. So if you get on a few trials, you can talk to Astral Christie over here, and for 5 Astrals, she'll just unlock the Alpha slot for you. So there are a number of ways to do it, but once it's unlocked, you'll start to get experience for the other slots, and you'll eventually unlock everything. But we need to actually put powers inside them after they're unlocked, and always make sure to go here to equip them. So if we want to get musculature, and we're going the thread route, that means we need biomorphic goo, meditation techniques, and genomic analysis. This looks like garbage the first time you see it. What it really means is you need to get incarnate threads to create those components, and you can see them on this list. Each thing just has a different combination of uncommons, so just keep in mind what they are. To get threads, we need to take astral merits and convert them. We can also get threads just by doing trials naturally, but all of your astral merits until you're a maxed incarnate should always be going into threads. So we always go astrals to threads, threads to components, but just common, not uncommon, not rare, not very rare, definitely not incarnate experience, just commons. That's it. So let's say we buy biomorphic goo, meditation techniques, genomic analysis. We have one of each. We press create. Alright, we get this ability. We equip it. Next step is to get 2 more of those plus an uncommon. We need this to drop. Keep doing trials until an uncommon drops. Like I said, we need to look at this first. We know we want to end up here in musculature. That means we need Worn Spellbook, so we should be taking a note of that. Next step, we need 2 different commons again, but this time we need a rare, and it's a superconductive membrane. So we should have notes on that as well. After we reach tier 3, in order to get to tier 4, we can't just buy it like we did the others. We have to go 1, 2, 3 again, and now we can use these 2, these 2, these 2, these 2. It doesn't matter, any combination. Then when you want to get your final tier 4, you look at the top, scroll down to whatever combination you have. In this case, that's these 2 things here. Sorry if I'm bouncing around a lot. And we know that it needs a forbidden technique, like they're all the same. Arcane cantrip, nanotech growth, forbidden technique. Same thing here. Then we'll have our tier 4 musculature. The level shift happens at this tier 3. and then we go to equip it. For me, I have agility, and before that I had cardiac, and they can be swapped out whenever you need to, as long as you've been out of combat and you're not switching them like crazy. Okay, so we need to do the same thing with destiny, with interface, lore, and judgment. Lore and destiny you may want to prioritize because they give the level shift as well. Alright, but if we go into destiny and we click on the first one, or any of them really, we notice that's it. There's nothing else. There's no shard route, just threads. That's why you want to focus just on threads. Alright, same thing. Interface, just threads. Lore, just threads. If you're not going for threads, you're not going to get a strong enough character. So if you absolutely must use these other alternate systems, what you should be using is Empyrean merits to buy very rares, and in some occasion the rares can be worth it, but you want to try to wait for those things to drop at the end of trials. It's just a random luck chance what you'll get. Lambda and BAFs do not drop them like the others do. If you ever want a list of trials, go to LFG, go to Incarnate trials, and you'll see the list here. We have Minds of Mayhem, TPN, Underground, Keys, Lambda, and this Behavioral Adjustment Facility is the BAF. And I guess it gives you information on them if you need it. But this is usually what the person leading the trial will do. And they should give you all the details you need to be successful on it. So hopefully that helped you a little bit understand the system. Just work from basically what you want to take away from this is save Empyrean merits, break down Astral merits, only buy uncommons with your threads, and try to get your very rares, your rares, and your uncommons just on drops. And you'll unlock everything as quickly as possible with no waste. You can look in the system for other ways to get the components, but you'll see they are complete ripoffs. So don't bother with that. But hopefully that helped you some, and now you know a little bit more about the Incarnate system.